to cook up another instrumental. You ought to give me 2 thumbs up just for this intro.
It's Bigg TV.
Hey, welcome to my world.
What is up, guys? It's your man Big Vic, and I'm back in here with a brand new video. So today we're going to get into the importance of using instruments that go well together. You know, I probably can't tell you exactly which instruments you should use for your production, but you know, you should kind of be able to get the idea of instruments that go well together, because sometimes if your instruments are not going well together, pretty much that track will more than likely be a dud, or will not sound appealing, or will not be that fire that you were trying to create, right? So we're gonna get into this track. For this particular production, I created the track. We're gonna go through some instruments, and we're also gonna go through some vocals that I created, and we're gonna go through the processing of how I actually processed the vocals for this track, right? So let's get into it. So this first instrument I actually went into, where did I go into? I went into, I used a throwback. I used a throwback VST. Is this Swerve? Yeah, Swerve. I used a throwback VST from Studio Link. This one is Swerve right here, right? So I went into Swerve and I pulled up this fantasy R&B pad. So let's play that. And it would help if I switch over so I can hear it. All right, here we go. All right, so after selecting that pad, I pretty much went in and selected my, matter of fact, we're not gonna throw the drums in right now, but you know how I usually do? I usually follow my, my chords for how I follow the bass note of my chords when I create my bass lines. Like that's my formula. Like that's my formula for every track pretty much that I create, as far as when it comes to adding bass or 808 basses to my track. So let's pull this bass up. Of course, I went in and used my favorite subtractor bass. Now, you haven't been using the subtractor bass, you definitely are sleeping on a potential monster bass, right? So my hyper bottom is probably in 85% of my production, right? When I'm using Reason. So yeah, we pulled up the hyper bottom. Now this hyper bottom goes well with this fantasy R&B piano. Well, excuse me, R&B pad. And there's something that I meant to do. I'm gonna pull this mixer back over here. Let's get this mixer back, put this mixer back in the rack. All right. So this is something I meant to do with this fantasy pad. Let's pull this pad up really quickly. I'm just trying to pull a little bit of the bass frequencies out of that so it's not clashing with my hyper bottom bass. So that's what I did for that just now. I meant to do that earlier, but I just caught it. So we brought the lows down take some of them lows out so it's not clashing with my bass line. So let's play them back together. Let's bring them back in. Come on up, come on up. All right, let's go. So that's the bass that I added for it, right? Now, let's talk about that bass and that pad. As you can see, they fit well together. They go pretty good together. Then I went in and grabbed a grand piano. Now, these are instruments that typically go together. Like, they usually go together well. As long as you're playing them in, of course, the keys, you know, the correct scale together. You're using the chords that coincide with each other. You shouldn't have a problem putting these instruments, you know, together to make your production sound sweet. So here we go. Let's add this grand piano. And I also used Swerve for this grand piano. It's called the Key 100 Grand. So let's play that. That's also from Studio Link. So that is the piano, the grand piano. Now, on top of that, so that is pretty much that's going to pretty much start pulling that track together with just 1, 2, 3 instruments so far. Now, I wanted to add something to kind of solidify my chorus or let you kind of know that, okay, this is the chorus right here. So I went and grabbed this brass, and this brass also came out of Swerve. So we got the brass, a bigger, stronger brass. So let's bring this brass in. Check this out. Yep. That is a sweet brass, y'all, for real, for real. This one of them. I'm telling y'all now, this is one of those right there. This is one of those. Like, I started to make it, I wanted it to be really straight hip hop, but as I started creating and started listening to it more, I was like, okay, this got like a R&B hip hop-ish vibe to it. Like some of that throwback, you know. So let's drop these drums. Now, with my drums, I went in and actually separated this, all the instruments for my drums, right? Now, you see this flip around, this rack is one of the main reasons why I love using propeller head reason, because it immediately reminded me of when I used to have hardware and I had to route everything the way I wanted it to route, you know, to get my sounds that I was looking for back in the days. So Reason immediately put me in the mind of that. So that is probably one of their signature uses, is being able to route whatever you want to route in Reason. How you want to route it, whatever you need to route, you can do it in Reason. Like, it's still my go-to, right? All right, so let's bring these drums in. So you see the instruments I use for this track, right? I pretty much just use 1, 2, 3, 4 instruments, not including the drums. And that's pretty much a track sealed up, ready to go. All we have to do is add this hook in here and it's good to go. Like there's no need for me to pile more instruments up because I have to save space for an artist to actually use their voice, which is the other instrument that we will need on this track, right? So let's bring in, I'm gonna go ahead and bring in the vocals and show you guys how I process these vocals. So I'm gonna go ahead and unmute them. Let's unmute the vocals. Now, I was able to sing this hook or this chorus as close to in tune as I possibly could without using Waves tune, auto tune, whatever you want to call it, Waves tune. But I actually went in and had to add some tune because I couldn't carry the notes like I really wanted to. So I'm actually going to play this chorus with the auto tune turned off just to show you how close I was to possibly being in pocket, being in key with the track. So let's turn off these, let's bypass the Waves tune. Let's bypass it, bypass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's one more in here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I missing? It's like I'm missing one for some reason. Anyway, all right. So let's bring it in.
Now ain't it something how we had a little something now we can't figure this out. So now, girl, what are we gonna do? Now ain't it something how we had a little something now we can't figure this out. So now, girl, what are we gonna do?
So that's not bad. Like, that's really not that bad. I can sing a little bit. A little something. Just a little something. Well, I try to sing as close to in key as possible as I can. Sometimes I can get a little, it goes off. So that's without any vocal processing as far as any Waves tune added to my voice. So let's go ahead and add the tune to it. Let's go ahead and turn them on and hear the difference in the vocals once I add it to it. It just puts us all the way in pocket when we add this tune. So I'll pull it up. I'll just pull one of them up. Let's bring it in. Let's play that.
Now ain't it something how we had a little something now we can't figure this out. So now, girl, what are we gonna do? Now ain't it something how we had a little something now we can't figure this out. So now, girl, what are we gonna do? Something how we had a little something now we can't figure this out. So now, girl, what are we gonna do? Now ain't it something how we had a little something now we can't figure this out. So now, girl, what are we gonna do?
So as you can see, I sung this track in C minor. So I had to actually take the vocals and use Waves tune and actually use C minor, natural minor, to actually put me kind of more so in pocket with the, with the rest of the production. So yeah, I think it came out pretty dope. Like it synced me right up. I actually like Waves tune better than I like Neptune, to be honest with you, because it's just so much easier to work with, in my honest opinion. So let's play it back.
Now ain't it something how we had a little something, something, now we can't figure this out. So now, girl, what are we gonna do? Now ain't it something how we had a little something, something, now we can't figure this out. So now, girl, what are we gonna do? Something how we had a little something, something, now we can't figure this out. So now, girl, what are we gonna do? Now ain't it something how we had a little something, something, now we can't figure this out. So now, girl, what are we gonna do?
Possible way I would have been able to make a track that sounds that well put together if I had selected just any instruments that have no business going together to make that type of sound or that type of production or this type of production that I just created. So instrument selection, guys, that is so important. Like, it is very, very critical that you guys pick the right instruments when you are creating your production, because I'm trying to tell you, it will not come out like you want it to come out if you select the instruments that just don't sound good together. And there's a lot of instruments out there that just don't sound good together. You can try and force it, but the track might not be what you want it to be. So, go in, listen to instruments. Like, I'm always constantly going through instruments, instrument after instrument, just listening to different instruments just to see which instruments sound good together. So when I'm crafting, I'm actually listening. I'll pull up another instrument and I can immediately tell if this instrument probably is not going to go well in this track. So I 86 it and move on to another instrument, to put that track together. Or I may hear a guitar and I may pull up a piano and the guitar and the piano is really not working together, so I may select other instruments. Hopefully you guys was able to pull just a little nugget from this video in terms of selecting instruments, and also in terms of using Waves tune. I know you guys probably already using that. If you're doing vocals, you probably are using some type of auto tune, Waves tune, Neptune, or whatever you're using. But of course, to get that to pop, you got to put your vocals or get as close to in tune as you can when you're singing or rapping or whatever you're doing. Try to be as close as you can to your chords, in tune with the music. So, yeah. Also, I think for my high note, I'm gonna let you guys hear this high note. Don't laugh though. I'm gonna let you guys hear this high note I did.
Now ain't it something how we had a little something, now we can't figure this out. So now, girl, what are we gonna do? Now ain't it something how we had a little something, now we can't figure this out. So now, girl.
Right? But when you take something like that, that's almost like a soprano. I added a soprano type tone to it. I went in and just pulled down in the mix, pulled it down in the mix, so it's in there, but it's lightly in the mix. So mixing is also a big part of it too. So let's listen to it.
Now ain't it something how we had a little something, something, now we can't figure this out, so now, girl, what are we gonna do? Now ain't it something how we had a little something, something, now we can't figure this out, so now, girl, what are we gonna do?
So it's lightly in the mix. So mixing is a big part of it too, guys. So let's go back. Let's bring that joint back in.
Now ain't it something how we had a little something, something, now we can't figure this out, so now, girl, what are we gonna do? Now ain't it something how we had a little something, something, now we can't figure this out, so now, girl, what are we gonna do?
So now what are we gonna do? We getting ready to be out of here. I hope y'all guys enjoyed this video, man. This your man, Big Vic, man. You dig this one? Hit that thumbs up for me. Y'all know, do what the intro say. Give me 2 thumbs up just for the intro. All right? A lot of y'all keep asking what song is that. Man, that is not a song. That's just the song that I created for the intro for my videos. That's me on there, but I just created the beat, and that's me on the, of course, y'all know that's me doing all of that stuff. So that's just me for the hook, man. It's not a song. So if you see this video, just know that's not a song. It's just the intro, all right? It's your man, Big Vic, man. Thumbs this joint up. You dig it, share it with somebody. Till the next time, always hustle. Never stop growing. See y'all in a minute. Peace.